Hey, what's up guys? My name is Charlie. Today we're going to be reacting to some more Nostalgia Critic, and it's going to be Patch Adams. Oh boy, I've watched this movie before, and I've got to say guys, I'm not a fan of this movie. It's a very disappointing movie, because even Robin Williams couldn't save this movie. I mean, Robin Williams does what he does best. He goes around playing with skeletons and all that stuff, what he did dressing up as a clown in this movie. But unfortunately, it was just lacklusting and clunky and unfunny, a bit like my YouTube videos. Yeah, I mean, from what I remember, it wasn't exactly a wow factor. And I prefer Flubber over Patch Adams. I'm sure other people enjoy Mrs. Doubtfire and all that. But I think this is one of the sort of the lowest of Robin Williams sort of movie lists for me, because I just couldn't really emotionally attach myself to this movie or take Robin Williams seriously as a comedian in this movie. It just felt, I don't know, it just felt off-putting. I can't explain it. It just felt all off. Even in Flubber, I enjoyed it because it was just wacky and crazy, and it had that charm to it. Maybe that's just me. Maybe Flubber just sucks. But I enjoyed it. But maybe you enjoyed this as well. Maybe I'm knocking your favorite movie of all time or something like that. Maybe Patch Adams is something you loved and adored when you watched as a kid. It's understandable. I loved Flubber. I loved it the same way. And no matter what I say, it can't change your opinion because you grew up with this movie and you absolutely love it. It's, absolutely true love. But yeah, let's check out the video, shall we? Let's go.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to.
He doesn't
As
sound
you can
happy.
probably tell by my voice, I'm just getting over an illness. It was
No.
either brought on by natural circumstances or the film I saw was so bad it made me physically sick. Either one wouldn't surprise me.
Star Trek Insurrection
So, the doctor
comes to
says I
mind.
should be fine, though, as long as I get plenty of rest and relaxation. Ow!
Ow.
Oh, don't you know the cure for anything, anywhere is laughter? Oh, who are you?
Mm.
I'm Dr. Bitch Spasms, and I'm here to make you laugh. Oh, but I don't want to laugh. I want to get better. Well, laughter's the best medicine.
No, it's not.
Medicine's the best medicine. Oh, what? You don't trust a doctor who looks like this?
No.
No.
No one needs to do an open heart
All right, no,
surgery.
it's funny. No, it isn't. 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 Ow!
That's funny. Cannabis is the best
Patch
medicine.
Adams, everybody.
Okay. Patch Adams, here we go. But cannabis is definitely the best medicine. Don't do
I
drugs,
know
kids.
what you're thinking. Oh,
Just to protect my
nostalgia
ass.
critic. You're against new forms of medicine and new techniques. No, I'm not. I'm against a bad Robin Williams movie horribly relaying that new form of medicine and new techniques.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
personally don't know if the techniques of the real Hunter Adams work. Maybe they do. Maybe he's a genius. From what I've looked up, he seems pretty legit. But the way they're trying to tell his story is such a cliched, emotionally forced
Yeah, it's a
fest.
skeleton
It makes
scene.
me want to kick him in
Jesus.
his comedic dangly red balls. So let's see how much based on a real story can get away with. This is
Okay.
Patch Adams. So how is the raunchy Williams going to make his entrance in this film? Oh wait, is this the actually funny Robin Williams or the shoving inspiration down your throat until you puke Robin Williams? Cue the piano! We see Patch checking himself into a mental institution because he's suicidal. Now, is it me,
Ooh.
or would they put the
Ooh, that's a
suicidal
bit-
person in a less
He committed
threatening,
suicide,
holy
didn't he,
shit,
Robin
I wanna
Williams?
shoot myself location than this?
He committed suicide, didn't he? Hang himself.
We need help in here! Somebody!
Yeah, I'd be afraid of a Fisher King reunion too.
Yeah, this feels wrong. This feels...
1969,
It
they
feels
know not
weird
put
to
a
watch
person
this now
who's,
because he's,
for the most part,
you know,
calm and of sound
commits
mind,
suicide.
in a ward
Rest in
filled with
peace, Robin
screaming,
Williams.
unstable people. Well, maybe they're
But
not
this scene
unstable.
feels
Maybe they're just
insensitive,
misunderstood.
so to speak.
Oh, Pat, show us the way.
I think he has a question.
You find that funny, Hunter, making fun of a man's infirmity?
Maybe he does have a question. He's alive.
He's catatonic.
He's from
Still has a
Buffy the
brain.
Vampire
Maybe he
Slayer.
wants
He
to
played the
participate
mayor.
too. Maybe
Don't
Beanie
judge.
knows a lot
Yes, I
more than we
watch
give
Buffy
him
the
credit for.
Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe we should treat him like a person instead of just some useless punchline.
Beanie, how much taller is Wilt Chamberlain than you? How do you say hello to Hitler? Who would win a staring contest?
That's fucked up.
Beanie! Who likes to masturbate?
Our healer, everybody! When he's
Ah,
not done
Jesus.
making fun of what's wrong with you, he goes down to the orphanage to mock the kids with no parents. Oh, wait, that's right.
Fucking hell.
Adams is the hero because the big bad establishment doesn't want people laughing. This is most unorthodox.
How many fingers do you see?
4.
4? Another idiot.
He also befriends a brilliant mind that went crazy a few years ago. But, of course, Patch connects with him.
How many do you see?
There are 4 fingers, aren't there?
No. Look at me. You're focusing on the problem. If you focus on the problem, you can't see the solution. Never focus on the problem. Look at me.
Now,
That's a good point.
In fact, most of the time, I
That's
don't
a
even
good
want to know
point.
what the problem is. I just want to focus on the solution.
Nostalgia Critic, there's a...
Don't tell me the problem. I only want to focus on the solution. I see a banana. Use a banana.
A banana.
Banana's gonna put out a fire?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
What? I don't think
Are
that...
you part of the establishment?
No.
Then use the banana.
It's banana-rama time.
There, now, you see, you didn't believe the banana will work, and that's why you're on fire.
Yep.
Look
Have faith in the
beyond
banana.
fingers. How many do you see?
8. 8. Yeah,
8's a
8.
good answer.
There are
See what no
4
one else
lights.
sees.
Sorry, Star Trek.
See what everyone else chooses not to see. Out of fear, conformity, and laziness.
Wow, how inspiring. That's the most original message I've ever heard in a Robin Williams movie since Good Morning Vietnam, Dead Poet Society, Fisher King Jack, Good Will Hunting, Being Human, Jacob the Liar, Flubber, Bicentennial Man, and Man of the Year. But I'm sure this Robin Williams movie has a totally different spin on it. So he sees that by acting goofy with the patients, he can bring himself to their level and help cure their fears. So he decides he wants to leave and help people.
I'm leaving. I want to learn about people. I want to help them with their troubles.
That's what I do.
But you suck at it.
Most unorthodox.
I want to listen. I want to really listen to people.
Wonderful! I'm sure you'll be a wonderful psychiatrist or medical doctor. I guess they're practically the same thing. So he finds the best spot to inspiringly rebel as he meets up with his new roommate.
I don't mean to be rude, but aren't you a little old to be starting medical school?
Patch Adams.
Mitch Roman.
I don't remember the actor's name, but I know him from a movie, The Master.
Once drew a
I've seen him
picture of a
before.
rabbit that got me 2 gold stars.
And that's awkward.
I hope you in no way emotionally change me by the end of this film.
Yeah.
But there's even more of the evil establishment to battle. Like the evil doctor who tries to teach everybody to never get emotionally involved with their patients.
And he's from Ace Ventura
The way a child trusts.
and
He
Shawshank,
trusts you to do no
the
harm.
movie.
I'm sure she's
Prison
not the love
movie.
interest.
Human beings are not worthy of trust. It is our mission
Shawshank Redemption or something.
rigorously and ruthlessly train the humanity out of you and make you into something better.
played
We're gonna make
the warden.
doctors out of you.
Mercy is for the weak. Here, on the street, in competition. A man confronts you, he is the enemy. An enemy deserves no mercy.
Damn. Karate Kid right there.
So Patch tries to make a move on the obvious love interest, but sadly, like most of the people in this movie, her dialogue is nothing but a walking character introduction for the trailer.
Lesbian, ballbuster, airhead, leech, whichever one of these disgusts you the most, take your pick. Please, pass the word. I'm not here to date. I am not here to flirt. I'm here to study.
Okay, remember in my Haunting review how I said the 90s had a certain way of writing homosexuals? Well, they had a certain way of writing women, too. Women in the media for so long were always the emotional support, the damsels, the smiling pretty faces. So in the 90s, there was a desperate need to change that.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
not by
I
making them
remember.
a pretty... Fuck, we wouldn't do that. But we suddenly made them cold, bitter, confrontational, and
Yeah.
overly strong.
But chewy in
Out
the
of way
center.
to show that they're not those old emotional stereotypes, and instead make way for new emotional stereotypes. For you see, in every 90s film, the woman behind this strong, independent wall that won't let anybody in is a sad little bunny rabbit that will eventually let down her defenses and reveal a tragic backstory. So
Yes.
you see, she wasn't a strong, confident worker just because she was a strong, confident worker. Deep down, she just wants to be held like any other fragile woman.
Oh god,
Oh,
so
I don't want to
cliche.
think, I just want to be loved! So Patch wants to lower her defenses and get through to her insecurity, even though he's clearly the king of masking insecurity himself.
Yeah,
I want to
he's-
lower his defenses because he makes us laugh. And that excuses everything in this
Yeah.
movie.
It just goes.
And I'm not kidding. Look at his rationale of acting like a jackass in medical school.
The goal will be to break through program response by changing normal parameters and getting a new emotional response from the person. Hello.
Hi.
If someone did that to me, I'd be like, what the
I
fuck?
reached her.
You scared her.
No. Wait for it.
No, that wouldn't happen in real life.
Oh yeah, that's a rational response, and not some contrived screenwriting device. Ow!
Oh, you see? I connected with you.
No, you did! You hit me in the face!
Wait for it.
Ow! You know, I'm really regretting writing this character.
Damn.
So, for whatever reason, we get a weird segue where Patch and his friends convince a guy that they're part of a meat packaging convention. Yeah, you heard right. A meat
Nice to
packaging
meet
convention.
you. Come
In New Zealand,
on.
they found a whole new use for sheep. What's that? Wool.
Oh yeah, I can clearly see that this movie is going to represent people in an accurate and realistic manner. No stereotypes or manipulative portrayals here. This movie's like watching real life.
Because I'm proud of my meat, and I know you're proud of your meat. Whip it, zip it, and send it out.
Don't you whip it, zip it,
So
and
we
send
spent
it out,
3
people.
damn
Keep
minutes
it.
in this place
Keep your
just to realize
meat
what?
packaged.
That if he wears a doctor's coat, he can fool people into thinking he's a 3-year student. Okay, movie, did you just make a bet that you could somehow work a meat packaging convention scene in there
Yeah,
somehow?
this is just
Here we have
bizarre.
a juvenile onset diabetic with poor circulation and diabetic neuropathy. As you can see, these are diabetic ulcers with lymphedema and evidence of gangrene. Consider antibiotics, possibly amputation.
Antibiotics
What's
sounds
her
good.
name?
Inflammatory, anti-inflammatory pills.
Oh,
What's her name? Yeah, like
I was
it's a
just
strange
wondering
thing
the
to
patient's
ask.
Name.
Marjorie.
Hi, Marjorie.
Come on, every doctor
All
says
right,
the
are you telling me
patient's
that
name.
years and
It's
years
a
of
respectful
medical
thing to
research and we
do.
never put together until the early 70s that there's a difference between not being emotionally evolved and not being a dick?
Yeah.
Who would talk that way in front of a patient?
Yeah,
Even
you can't
back
just call him
then?
patient.
It's
It
called
makes him
bedside
feel-
manner. That existed before Patch Adams. I mean, this kind of misrepresentation is just giving him all the more reason to do stupid things like...
Oh, I was in a mental ward. Can you tell?
Awesome, wonderful. I mean, that's really, really great work. Be a clown. I mean, you're clearly not doing anything here representing a doctor. Go to hospitals and cheer people up. That's fine. I have no problem. But I'm sorry, if choosing
But
my
not
doctors
as a
comes
doctor.
between this
Stabilize the blood sugar. Consider antibiotics, possibly amputation.
Professional,
And this.
clean. Yep. No
I'm
fucking
choosing
way.
the amputate guy. I don't trust him with a saw.
No.
But the big bad establishment won't let him have any fun. Let's take him to a darkly lit room where shadows are casted on his face.
Truth of it is, Hunter, passion doesn't make doctors. I make doctors.
But don't you think it would be
Our
better?
way of doing things is a product of centuries of experience. It's my hospital.
First, we
Wow,
will heal
what an
patients,
asshole.
and then the world. But the doctor's cold-heartedness does not sit well with the charming rebel.
1432, deviation of the tongue.
I think we'd learn more if we were working closely with patients.
I thought that's why we're here studying, to learn enough to help the patients.
Yes, that is right.
Adeline, don't waste your breath. Don't you...
If he does that again, you can shoot him.
think I see through you?
Ghostbusters, shit.
You act like you're above the system when you're really just a nonconformist. You have to get under the fingernails of any authority figure that crosses your path as a way of dealing with some insecurity.
Damn. Yeah.
And over
Wow.
the rest of the movie to her, clearly she should be the focus.
Listen, can we get back to the tongue,
Ding, ding, ding,
please?
The
ding.
doctor becomes
She
emotionally
knocked him
involved
out.
with the patient. What is wrong with that? Does the doctor explode? No.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take that scene, I'm gonna put it away, and I'm going to save it for later.
Okay.
Because trust me, that scene is really gonna stab this movie in the ass later. No, it's okay. You'll get your chance. No, don't touch anything out there. No, don't touch that.
Skip the ads.
Bad scene. That's a bad scene. So acting kooky to entertain patients is one thing, but fuck it. Patch wants to act like an ass full time.
Of
So he
course.
goes around to all the students who are not sick and annoys the living shit out
Yeah,
of them.
this is
Even when they're
just-
in the middle of taking a test.
Donner, party of 50?
Yeah, this skeleton scene was just
Donner,
painful.
party over here!
You know, if I stab you, will you promise me that you will not only die, but it will hurt? He also sneaks into patients' rooms and surprises them with balloon animals.
Oh, a great way to give him a heart
Sure hope
attack.
none of them are susceptible to heart attacks.
Yeah, that's what I said. You give him fucking heart attacks. God.
Oh,
What if
thank
these
God
people-
sleep isn't important to
Yeah,
any of the other
sleep
patients
isn't
in this
important.
ward. It's not like they put them in those beds overnight to get rest.
Yeah, fuck
It's to
him.
watch people have mental breakdowns with balloon
Jesus.
animal safaris.
This is my way of telling you have cancer!
What
Wow.
about you, dear? What's your fantasy?
I've always wanted to be in a swimming pool full of noodles, wall to wall and top to bottom. An entire pool full of noodles.
What the fuck?
Look up Japanese porn. I'm sure
Oh
you'll
god,
find
don't. No, don't you
But
dare.
get ready to get pissed off even more.
A lot of
He's
YouTubers
actually
do
one of
do
the
that nowadays.
highest testing students in the school. Yeah, what the hell? We've
How?
never seen him study in this film or do anything resembling schoolwork, or hell, even doctor work. All he does is act like he's from a mental ward. Oh, wait, he was from a mental ward!
You told Walcott I cheated.
Look, cut the crap, Hunter. I live with you. I know how much you study, or I should say don't study. And you do better than me. Give me a break.
Okay, this
Damn.
is a good point. Why don't we see him study?
Yeah.
In Amadeus, they at least point out that he was raised from childhood to be obsessed with music. That's how he can remember things so well. But nothing here ever gives us a clue as to why he never studies and yet gets good grades.
Yeah.
For all we know, he could be cheating. They never give us another explanation.
True.
But apparently the teacher trusts him enough to handle the welcoming committee for a group of visiting gynecologists.
This year, I have chosen Adams. Hunter, there's a detailed list of instructions in my office. Oh, and the auditorium could use a good cleaning.
Yeah. Tell me, Professor, how did you come to that brilliant
Oh,
logical
boy.
conclusion? I'm sure absolutely nothing will go wrong, and no comedic possibilities will come from this. Whoa!
Oh my god. You would.
More ass!
My
It's an
god.
honor to greet / welcome so many who have touched so many women in such a
So many
powerful
women.
way.
You would get sued for this
The
shit.
orthodox levels on this are most un. So finally, and I mean finally, he
Yeah,
gets
there would be
himself
a lawsuit
expelled.
up the
I
arse.
can't imagine why.
Kindly remove your things and vacate the school premises as soon as possible.
What for? For asking a group of doctors to have a sense of humor about themselves?
No.
No.
That wasn't asking, that was forcing. As a comedian, you should know the difference. Bad clown!
Why am I such a threat to you, sir?
Because what you want is for us to get down there on the same level as our patients.
Come
On
on.
the same level as them, we are healthy!
Drop the superiority.
So he goes to
Doctors
the
don't
dean
act
of
like
medicine,
that.
and like a doofus, he actually lets him back in. That's good. It means he can have an emotional death scene with one of the patients.
Wait, is that the family leaving?
That's right. Out, family. Out, out. You're not allowed in here while your dad's on his deathbed. Only Patch is allowed to have an emotional scene with him.
Damn.
You're so silly for thinking you can do that.
Wow.
Do I see bluebird?
Maybe he asked the family to leave because he didn't want to see him die. Let's respect his wishes, you know.
I am so glad the family wasn't there to witness.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe,
shaking
like
my
I said,
head
maybe he
now,
asked them to
against the
leave.
pillow. No
Maybe he
child
didn't want
should ever
them
have to
to...
see such a horrible performance.
True.
So seeing this, somehow gets him thinking
What?
about how many people don't have health insurance.
Oh,
So he
Jesus
starts his
Christ.
own hospital in a house to practice medicine without a license and
God.
starts seeing patients for free.
Wow.
Okay, nice thought, but get your fucking license! I mean, good God, that's horrible! That's almost as bad as stealing from a hospital!
I've been trying to warn you guys about this for weeks, and now we have absolutely zero supplies.
I need your feet.
Hurry, please. This is crushing me.
Quiet, you're a corpse.
Shut up!
Movie, did you even say this part out loud? Your hero is stealing from a hospital?
Yeah, that's just...
Do you think that would sound good on a movie poster? Patch Adams, he steals from hospitals.
Well, Firefly
I didn't
did
see
that.
No, Hulk, found out about our borrowed supplies.
No, borrowing implies you asked, asshole.
Firefly,
They
the
also
episode, the
decide
hospital.
They don't need any past
They
history on any of these
Malcolm
patients.
Reynolds,
So
they
scary
stole
people like this are
supplies
allowed
from
in.
the hospital.
I thought maybe I would get some, maybe I'd talk to somebody because my thoughts.
Remember this scene also. We'll get to you. But first, let's bring up that inevitable tragic backstory we were talking about earlier.
Okay.
My entire life, men have been attracted to me.
Okay.
My entire life.
Oh. Oh yeah, we did that at the same time. Oh, that I just got that. Yeah.
A monkey.
Yeah, that she suffered abuse. I just got it. I'm a bit slow, but
He touched me there, doctor. Are you feeling better? Feeling better?
When I was a little
That's
girl,
fucked
I would
up.
look out my bedroom window at the caterpillars.
Oh
turn into
boy,
these
this
beautiful
got
creatures
awkward
that could
real
fly away
quick.
completely untouched.
So as you'd imagine, she finally gives in to Patch's charm, discovering that she can trust not only people, but men again. Just at the time when the crazy man from before claims he needs help from her.
Come in.
I really can't stay very long. I just wanted to see how you were doing.
And we don't want to be late.
Corinne Fisher was murdered. She was with Larwood Silver. There's a shotgun involved, and he turned the gun on himself.
Oh, is this really real? Because this is based on sort of real facts.
Holy smokes.
Trying to, anyway.
She died in real life?
Yeah. Did she?
That's horrible.
I don't know. Did
Can
she?
you make a joke about that? I mean, a woman was murdered.
Yeah.
That'd probably be in bad taste, right? I mean, it's... I feel so bad about what I said earlier. I don't
The
know what
movie is
can or
factual,
can't get
so
away with now.
it's
This is
supposed
really
to be
sensitive
anyway.
territory. Holy shit. I'm sorry, I gotta do more research on
Okay,
this.
yeah.
I gotta find out all the
Check.
details.
See, I want to know more. Tell me some
Maybe
more
she
stuff.
was molested. Maybe she did
Oh,
go through all that
Jesus.
horrible stuff. Or maybe she
Yeah.
was... a man! Who
What?
was not romantically interested in Patch at all. In fact, the female character was a complete work of fiction in this movie.
Oh my god. God, Jesus Christ. This fucking movie.
Okay, movie, come here.
Yeah.
Movie.
Yeah.
Come here. You're doing a weapon movie. You're
This movie needs a beating, honestly. It's playing a fucking joke on you. It's just playing with your emotions.
I'm so ashamed of you! Get out of it! Okay, all bets are off. If this movie can't even represent a dead person by getting his gender right, not
Wow.
making up a false romance, and a child molesting story, all of it
Fucking
fabricated.
hell.
I'm sorry, I worked my way up to this joke.
Maybe
Remember
they
that
had
scene
to
I
do
brought
it
up earlier?
for
If a doctor becomes emotionally involved with a patient,
lawsuit reasons. Maybe they would get sued or something.
Well, if you
So they had
count
to...
bullets blowing up the
sort
head
of
of your
detergent.
fictional dead girlfriend, yes!
True, yeah.
Fucking do!
Yeah, they do, don't
I
they?
mean, I know a
That's a
person
valid
really
point.
was murdered in real life, but it wasn't the same way, it wasn't the same time, and it wasn't even the same gender as they're saying here.
Yeah,
and what
it's
is
all
so
over the place.
strange about this is that it
Inaccurate.
totally proves why the method they're so poorly trying to convey to us wouldn't work. People do make bad choices when they're emotional, and bad things do happen.
Yeah.
Again, the real teachings of the real Hunter Adams are much smarter than this. And by trying to simplify it to such a disgusting, fictionalized degree is absolutely horrible.
Yeah, it sends the
Let me
wrong
tell
message.
you
It
something,
sends
movie.
mixed messages.
Maybe you
It's
should have
bad.
been emotionally invested when you were representing the life of a man, his theories, his friends, his real-life practices, and his actual hard work. Fuck yeah!
He's losing it. But
Aside
it is
from
a
getting
huge
torn up about
disrespect
his
to the original
never-existing
Patch
girlfriend
Adams.
being killed, he once again contemplates suicide. But
Oh,
get a load of
awkward
this.
again.
A
Robin
butterfly
Williams.
flies up to him. Oh, could it be his dead girlfriend?
Oh yeah, reincarnation. I used to believe in reincarnation.
Well, I guess it is, seeing how the vomit-inducing happy music is playing louder than a Full House episode. I guess this means he can go back and start working with patients again,
Oh,
including
Jesus.
giving that crazy lady her swimming pool full of noodles.
God.
This calls for that whimsical Robin Williams yell that can only be played over sappy emotional music.
That'd be pretty cool to swim in noodles.
My story arc is complete.
I'm supposed to give you this.
But the big bad establishment wants to shut him
Lord
down
of the Rings.
again.
Did
we just go through this scene?
There are standards and codes. You make the patients
Lord
and everyone else
Saruman.
around you uncomfortable.
I make you.
When he's growing the orcs,
Let
that
me make
music
this clear.
scene.
You have
Making
orthodox,
swords and...
unorthodox, and then next unorthodox. You're here! This, of course, leads to a courtroom scene where Patch makes, what, his 10th big emotional speech?
Did you consider the ramifications of your actions? What if one of your patients had died?
What's
That's a
wrong
good
with
point.
death, sir?
What?
And a man who wants to save lives really
What
just
is wrong
say
with
that.
death?
Can't we treat death with a certain amount of humanity and dignity and decency and, God forbid, maybe even humor?
I know I had a good laugh when my non-existent girlfriend croaked. He
Wow.
keeps making his speech, and I swear to God, he uses all these cliches.
Oh, Jesus.
As
Here it
God is my
comes.
witness.
It's God is my
God is
witness.
my witness.
Then I'm guilty as charged.
Then I am guilty as charged.
I've
So
lost
cliche.
everything, but also gained everything.
I've lost everything, but I've also gained everything.
You
Sounds
can't
like a
control
Logan
my
Paul
spirit.
apology
Can't
video.
control my
Jesus.
spirit.
And the best
Scripted.
damn doctor the world has ever seen.
The best damn doctor the world has ever seen.
Oh wait, you forgot, you complete me and love me's never having to say you're sorry. And I know what you're thinking. Could this possibly get any more ridiculously sappy?
Oh boy,
Well,
here we go.
Not only do all the sick kids come in at the end, kind of weird they weren't there at the beginning, but they all wait until they get inside to put on their big red noses.
Of course.
This is all I can do.
Yeah.
I have no words.
Fuck this movie.
This is the only representation I can
It
give.
sort of disgraces the original Patch Adams.
Let it sink into your contrived, manipulated anus!
We find your methods less than appealing.
Oh, God. Why do I feel a however's gonna come on this one?
Demeanor
However,
not
wait
reflect
for it.
what we believe is necessary to earn a patient's trust and respect.
It's always a however.
However.
Yeah, nostalgic critics played it as well. However, wait for it.
However.
Yep, here we go.
However.
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 Yeah.
There we go.
Your attempts to improve
I fucking knew it. I've watched the movie, of course, but still.
we find no merit
Every
in the
movie
decision
does
to
that
block
shit.
your
However.
graduation from medical school. And
Yeah.
Dean Walcott, in the future, I think matters like this could best be solved if you yourself would practice a little excessive happiness.
Fuck this movie.
Well, I'm happy to see you finally decided to conform.
More than you know, sir.
Oh, come on.
He'll see you on your
You
death.
can't do
remember, he
that.
doesn't see as a big
You would
deal.
get arrested for that. You'll get fined for being nude in public.
People This movie is disgusting.
Yeah, this is disrespect
If you want
to
to talk about the benefits
the
of emotional
original
interaction with your patients, fine. If you want to talk about
Patch
new
Adams.
forms of practicing medicine and treating people, fine. But
Mm.
do it as a fucking adult.
Yeah, as a
not
constructive,
this childish, poorly written,
petty,
non-factual
childish,
bullshit.
yeah.
You know what you do? You know what? Don't watch the fictional bad Patch Adams. Watch the real factual Patch Adams.
Yeah. The
I
guy's
looked
real
him up. His
cool.
work
He's
is
really good.
fascinating, and it goes beyond simply jumping around like a jackass. He's a professional. He takes his patients seriously. He works with each one individually.
It's nothing
Every
like the
experience
movie.
is different, and he works hard. And wouldn't you know it, he didn't like this movie very much.
No
He said
wonder
portraying
why.
him as just a clown instead of a hard-working doctor who did practice medicine with a license, did not steal from a hospital,
Yeah.
and had a male best friend who sadly lost his life and was not just a cheap romantic foil.
When you've had a fairly simple film made of your life by a person a foot shorter than you, people still feel they have a sense that they know you.
Look the guy up. Donate to his hospital if you want. Just don't believe anything in this shit. Fuck.
Yeah, it's not very accurate.
Fuck, shit, fuck.
Oh, you conformists! Don't you know that the answer to anything is...
Oh, damn.
Don't be. He's not a reoccurring character. I'm the nostalgia critic. I remember it, so you don't have to.
God, I hate when the Nostalgia Critic waves his gun like that. Oh god, Jesus, take it easy, Nostalgia Critic, he's dead. But then again, he's a zombie clown, so you gotta shoot him in the head. Shoot a zombie in the head, or a clown in the head. You want the zombie clowns.
What's wrong with death, sir?
What's wrong with death? Jesus Christ. Oh boy. Okay, that's the end of the video. That was Nostalgia Critic reviewing Patch Adams, and I gotta agree with Nostalgia Critic. This movie is nonsensical. It's such a disrespect to the original Patch Adams, the real person. You know, the movie is very not very factual, so to speak. You know, it doesn't really tell the true portrayal of his life story. You know, it should be a biography, so to speak. A biography, whatever the hell you pronounce it. You know, a life story about him. An honest, true one. Not manipulated, not artificial, inflated. No fake scenes to make a connection. Just an honest, realistic story about Patch Adams. And I think they could have done well. But they just decided to do a chip-chop-shooey sort of mished-mashed sort of Robin Williams comedy movie, and it's just a shame because so much more could have been done with this movie. It could have been so much more, but it portrayed him as an uneducated guy, a clown, the real Patch Adams, and it's not true. I've seen some videos of the real Patch Adams, and he's very intellectual, very smart, very intelligent. And I think he has a mixture of philosophy and, you know, a sense of humor, and he does it in the right way, unlike this movie. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you like this movie, but for me, this movie sends all the wrong messages. It sends mixed messages, all the wrong messages, but maybe you enjoy it. Maybe it's just another movie you just enjoy. I mean, hey, who am I to judge? I liked the movie Flubber. I mean, Flubber is perhaps one of the worst Robin Williams movies everyone ever remembers. You know, a lot of people hated Flubber. But I absolutely loved it. So who am I to judge? Yeah, for me, Patch Adams isn't exactly something I'm gonna rush to watch. But Flubber is, because Flubber's totally awesome. I'm sorry. Yeah, if you like this video, make sure to give a like, comment down below, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.